8 strange things that only exist in Bangladesh. Dear friends, Bangladesh, the country that is considered by other countries to be the worst in the world, the most populous, the poorest and dirtiest. Is it really that terrible? Let's go and check it out. Have you seen a place where mothers and daughters share the same husband? Prostitution is legal and there are countless child widows? Or the cramped traffic? Traffic lights are just for decoration in the world's 3rd most populous capital. And can you believe that 4 consecutive generations do not have fingerprints? What have they done to survive in this 5.0 era? With countless more surprising facts waiting for you, let's join Top 10 Mysteries to answer questions through today's video. Summary. What kind of country is Bangladesh? Dear friends, Bangladesh is a country located in South Asia and Southeast Asia, bordering India to the east, west, and north, so it is almost surrounded except for a border with Myanmar and the Bay of Bengal to the south. With a population of more than 160 million people, this country is in the top 8 most populous countries in the world. Dhaka is the capital, the largest city in Bangladesh, the 2nd most populous in the world, after Mumbai, India, with an average of 35,000 people, square kilometer, 3 times that of New York City in the US, 11,314 people, square kilometer. Also, because of the rapid increase in population and urbanization, traffic jams here are considered a specialty, with too many motorbikes and cyclos, leading to high air pollution and noise pollution. It can be said that the quality of life is quite bad. In addition, this is the only country in the world where Bengali is considered an official language. The flag of Bangladesh is also confused with Japan by many people because it has a circle inside. The only difference is that the background is green. Person can live like a king in Bangladesh, but only be a commoner in the US because the US is a country of billionaires, while Bangladesh is quite poor. To know the specific truth in every corner, let's continue to see the content, guaranteed to make your hand itchy to type on the keyboard to comment immediately. First is the custom of mother and daughter marrying the same husband. Where mother and daughter share one husband, prostitution is legal. Friends, Bangladesh is one of the countries with the highest rate of child marriage in the world, with 30% of girls under 15 getting married and 68% of girls under 18 getting married. They have to drop out of school early, lose their bright future, and when they get married, they are looked down upon and abused. I thought that was hell. But unexpectedly, this country also has the custom of 2 mothers and children sharing one husband and accepting prostitution as legal, which shocked everyone. Specifically, the Mandi tribe, with 25,000 people living around the Madhopur area, has maintained a strange custom, which stipulates that any woman who wants to remarry must marry a man within her tribe. However, most of the unmarried Mandi men are young. So if she wants to remarry one of them, the mother must marry her daughter to him, including having sex and giving birth when the daughter reaches adulthood, as a compensation gift. Orola Dalbot, 30, grew up with her mother and stepfather Noten. Orola Dalbot's father died when she was young, and her mother remarried later. When she reached puberty, Orola learned a truth she never thought of. She was Noten's wife, because Orola's wedding took place when she was only 3 years old, at the same time as her mother and stepfather's ceremony. At the age of 15, her mother pushed her into her stepfather's bed to have sex. After that, the mother and daughter just had to share their husbands, even though they were upset and jealous of each other. Orola said that once, her mother put drugs in her food, causing her to have some stomach problems, so that she could have a chance to spend the night with Noten. Now her daughter Orola has 3 children with her stepfather, and Orola's mother has 2 children with Noten. This country deserves to be called hell for women. They have no chance to work. have to depend on their husbands, and even when the bride gets married, she has to pay her husband a dowry. For them, women are born to do housework, while men go out to trade, go to the market, and bargain, don't even ask. However, there is a contrary reality. The highest leader of this country for many years has been a woman. Ms. Khaleda Zia was the first female Prime Minister of Bangladesh from 1991-1996. And currently, the Prime Minister of Bangladesh is also a woman, Ms. Sheikh Hasina. In addition, in Asia, all countries consider prostitution illegal, except Bangladesh, which legalized it in 2000. Since then, the business of sexual exploitation has flourished in a country where women are oppressed in many ways. An estimated 100,000 women and girls are working in the sex industry, but only 10% are voluntary. The rest are sold by strangers, family members, or husbands. Importantly, the conviction rate for traffickers is only 0.5%. Sex is like that, but the situation of vehicles like filling in the blanks, people climbing on the roofs and railings of cars and trains, can only be in Bangladesh. Confusing with cramped traffic, challenging foreign minds. First is the controversial traffic model that causes the highest number of deaths due to accidents in the world. You know, buses in Dhaka do not have numbers. Even if you stand at the bus stop, you cannot recognize which bus is going where. Not to mention that the drivers are not afraid to rub, regardless of collision, to get ahead. So buses that are more than 20 years old are full of injuries such as broken seats, scratches all over the body, no air conditioning, no lights, no glass windows, exhaust pipes emitting black smoke. However, in the capital, 4,000 buses are still nothing compared to 17 million people. So the train also comes into play. The followers pray while waiting for the train, and when the train arrives, those with tickets will go to their seats. The rest start to find ways to climb up to the roof of the train, which is nearly 3.7 meters above the ground. Some people cling to the sides of the train, the railings just hanging around, as if to fill in the empty space, including children, pregnant women, even though they know that the average speed of a train is 43-45 km/h, very dangerous. A light calculation shows that there are about 10,000 people crowded together in the trains at Tongi Station. Many tragedies have happened because of this reckless action. Once, 30 people were injured after they fell from the roof of the train after hitting trees on both sides of the railway in Mymensingh district, north of the capital Dhaka. Previously, in June 2016, at least 2 passengers were killed and 2 injured after being electrocuted and falling to the ground after hitting an electric wire in the Trisal area of Mymensingh district. In addition, Dhaka is also known as the cyclo capital of the world, with about 400,000 cyclos circulating every day and tuk-tuks moving around haphazardly without any order. The number of unlicensed vehicles in this country is more than 500,000, and traffic lights are like decorations, just like not having them. The travel time is 2 to 3 times longer than normal. In short, Hanoi or Saigon in Vietnam are nothing compared to Bangladesh, my friends. It's still easy to breathe. Easy to breathe or not easy, it's definitely never easy for someone who doesn't have fingerprints but also makes a chain of 4 generations in a row. Strange 4 generations without fingerprints. Can you imagine that there are families in the world without a single fingerprint? Such as the Sarkar family in the northern district of Rajshahi, Bangladesh. In a video interview at Apu Sarkar's home, everyone was startled when looking at his hand, not a single fingerprint. In Apu's grandfather's time, not having fingerprints was not a big deal. But in an era where everything from traveling by plane to setting a password for a phone to making a citizen ID, what to do without fingerprints? That is the source of a series of strange situations later. In 2008, when Apu was still a boy, Bangladesh had a campaign to issue ID cards to all adult citizens. But the staff was confused about how to issue a card to Apu's father, Mr. Amal Sarkar. In the end, he received a card stamped "No fingerprints." In 2010, fingerprints became mandatory for passports and driver's licenses. After several attempts, Amal was able to obtain a passport by presenting a medical certificate. In addition, riding a motorbike is essential for farming, but Amal has never been able to obtain a driver's license, despite paying the fee and passing the test, but not being issued a license because he did not provide fingerprints. So he always carries the receipt of the fee payment with him. But when stopped by the police, despite explaining his situation and showing the police his fingertips, he is still fined twice. In 2016, the Bangladesh government required all citizens to provide fingerprints for a national database. They also rely on this to manage SIM cards for mobile phones. Results: no one agreed to sell Apu a SIM card, and all the male members of the family had to use a SIM card purchased under the name of Apu's mother, who had fingerprints. All of this inconvenience is due to a rare genetic mutation called dermatoglyphia, which can cause dry skin and reduced sweating in the palms and soles of the feet. Because they cannot cool themselves down, they can faint from overheating. For them, sports are a harsh challenge. Children who may be passionate about swimming have to give up because the cold water does not help reduce the body's overheating. People with this symptom often have to be very careful to keep their bodies cool, always have ice packs available, and often have to stay in air-conditioned rooms all year round. What do you think about sending your child to a class on a boat every day? But it is mandatory in Bangladesh. Strange places that make up Bangladesh's specialties. First of all, mobile schools are indispensable. Every year, 1/5 of Bangladesh is flooded, and the solution is Shidulai Swanirvar Sangstha, the name of the network of floating schools. Each wooden boat is more than 16 meter long and more than 3 meters wide, picking up students aged 6 to 10 at some fixed points and bringing them back after school. It is divided into classroom boats, library boats, boats for entertainment, medical stations. Especially the boat has a solar energy system, so it can install more than 100 computers equipped and connected to the internet for students. Thanks to the floating school idea of architect and businessman Mohammad Rezwan, more than 1,800 children can go to school. And when mentioning Bangladesh, most people remember Lal Bagh Fort, located in Old Dhaka, built in the 17th century by the Viceroy of Bengal, son of Mughal Emperor Aurangzeb. Lal Bagh consists of a huge mosque with 30 domes, a water tank in front, a beautiful tomb built called the Mausoleum of Bibi Pari, the daughter of the successor of Prince Shaista Khan, and a unique Turkish-style steam bath. Located next to the Buriganga River, there is also the Ahsan Manzil Palace built in 1872, known as the Pink Palace because it is famous for its bright pink color. This is the most significant architectural work in Bangladesh that speaks of the lifestyle of the Nawabs. Currently, this place also displays many items with the same function as a museum, with 2 floors and 23 galleries. After the accommodation are the special dishes, but looking at the time of each meal is even more shocking. Unique meals with special time frames. The traditional Bangladeshi meal is very special. Breakfast from 8 a.m. with rice soaked in water and slightly fermented called panta, or puffed rice called muri. The problem is that instead of 11 a.m. like other countries, Bangladesh has to eat lunch at 2 p.m. with all the food chopped and simmered called dal. And dinner is milk with rice, but at 11 p.m. I have slept for a while by then, right? Of course. You will use your hands when eating. There is no chopsticks or spoons. Usually on the dining table, there will be rice or chapati and a bowl of curry. If it is rice, you just mix the rice with the curry and then pick it up. But chapati is more convenient. You can dip it like eating bread dipped in milk. Most dishes are cut into small pieces and simmered until thick. They can be rolled into balls or put on a plate to easily mix with the rice. This country is also famous for the world's hottest chili pepper, the jolokia, which has a spiciness of more than 1 million SHU on the Scoville scale, which indicates the spiciness of chili peppers. To give you an idea, pepper spray used for self-defense is 1.6 million SHU, while bell peppers and sweet peppers are only at 100 SHU, meaning they are not spicy and are slightly pungent. That means that eating just one jolokia pepper will be as spicy as eating about 100,000 bell peppers. Coming to Bangladesh during harvest days, you will surely be overwhelmed by a bright red carpet created from ripe chili peppers on farms that supply 3,000 tons of red chili peppers each year. Behind the luxury of multi-million fashion brands, women just open their wardrobes. Somehow they will find at least a few Zara, H&M, warehouse items labeled Made in Bangladesh. Because Bangladesh is the textile factory of the world, with about 3,500 textile factories, about to take the top spot from China. It turns out that behind the fashionable outfits of elegant ladies and gentlemen, there are ruins where people work day and night to earn less than $100 a month, and on top of that, they are always late in paying their salaries, have no insurance, no commitment, no future. The clearest proof is the factory collapse in Savar district of Dhaka city that injured 2,500 people and killed more than 1,100 people in 2013, which shocked the fashion world. Speaking of the country's dress, Muslim men usually wear a long knee-length skirt called a lungi, which they unwrap and wrap up naturally in public many times a day, making visitors from far away sometimes dizzy. Women sometimes wear a burqa, a black outfit that covers the whole body, leaving only the eyes exposed. In addition, because it is a Muslim country, the beach dress code is quite strict. You will hardly see a two-piece swimsuit on the beach. Instead, women must wear a sari. If you see a shop selling two-piece and one-piece, then understand that it is the outfit worn under the sari. The ambiguous relationship is the way to talk about Bangladesh. India. Why is that so? Let's go to the final truth. Bangladesh-India ambiguity for hundreds of years. The ambiguous relationship between Bangladesh and India is a historical consequences from 300 years ago, when the Mughal emperors tried to annex the Cooch Behar region in North Bengal. Today, the northern border between India and Bangladesh is a leopard print interwoven with hundreds of land parcels. Accordingly, India has 106 land parcels in Bangladesh, and vice versa. Bangladesh has 92 land parcels in its neighbor's territory. Most of these land parcels are very small, and their total area is just over 100 square kilometers. The smallest land parcel, Upanchoki Bahaini, is only 53 square meters, equivalent to the area of an average apartment in Mumbai. But the situation is even more complicated when 24 such land parcels are nested inside each other. Nested like a Russian matryoshka doll when Bangladesh has an Indian land parcel. Then within that Indian land parcel there is a smaller Bangladeshi land parcel, and so on. In many cases, people suddenly become stateless citizens, losing the right to enjoy social benefits. Therefore, in June 2015, Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Bangladeshi Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina Wajid agreed to exchange 200 plots of land so that each country would take over the other's land that was currently located on its territory. In fact, the agreement on exchanging these plots of land was first agreed upon in 1974, but when Prime Minister Mujibur was assassinated in 1975, the agreement was suspended for a long time and was rejected by the successor government. Because it is a country of garments, the 16th world's leading denim exhibition will also take place in Bangladesh on May 6, 2024. Today's video ends here. Thank you for watching until now. Don't forget to give Top 10 Mysteries 1 like and 1 subscribe. And now, goodbye and see you again in the next videos.
with